So my name is Drew Ronchak. This is my 144 Sprinter van. I live in Redmond, Washington. I built this van out in Arlington, Washington. It's been like a lifelong dream of mine to build a van. So it was pretty surreal to finally get the chance to make that come to life. Prior to building a van, I couldn't hardly put a piece of IKEA furniture together correctly. Had been dreaming about what it's gonna look like, all that stuff, and Pinterest boards, you know. Yeah, it took me about 6 months to build this van out. I'm pretty stoked about how it turned out. All right, so I'm gonna show you the first part of my van, which is the slider door area. I went for this really comfortable, spacious seating area because I like to lounge and relax during the day. I got this table mount because I work on my laptop oftentimes. And I set this up here. You can either use it on the couch system here, or the front chair swivels around and you can use it there as well. So as I said, this is the seating area. The front seats swivel around. It's a really comfortable work situation if you have to work for long hours. If I want to lounge, read, whatever, I usually sit there. But if I'm going to be working on my computer, I usually like to sit here. Also eating, it's just a little bit more comfortable. So with the Lagoon mount, you can just swivel it out of the way if you're needing to get up, get some stuff. So yeah, it breaks down pretty easily. And then here's my internal storage area. Also have the toilet in here, which never once have used. I feel like it's just gross to go to the bathroom in your living space. All right, so moving over to the other side of the van, we got the kitchen area. And I like the finer things in life, so I went for the live edge wood because for obvious reasons it looks awesome. We got the sink here, so open pit. This is a nice cutting board. We got the running water. Got about a 30-gallon tank in the back. If I was out camping, using the shower every day, that would probably last me about a week, depending on how long your showers are. And then on this side, we got the induction stove. So I got the dual burner induction stove. I went for the induction. It does take a little bit more power, but I thought that was a worthy trade-off because one, I didn't want to have to deal with propane and the risk of propane going off in my van or any dangerous gases in my van. So I felt like it was a worthy trade-off, and it's worked out really well. I did have one pan fall one time and break the induction, which was unfortunate.
I'm Nate Murphy, and I have literally just bought this van to show you how to build a van. We have made a really detailed course which will help you go from this to this. You will learn everything you need. We help you specify your electrical system, and you'll be able to access the community all building their own vans at the same time.
This is actually a flower pot. So I love plants. There's no plants in there right now as it's becoming winter, but next spring I'm gonna plant some stuff in there, and it looks really nice in here when there's some nice green accents. I went with the tile backsplash. I was originally going to do a felt backsplash, which I felt like, I don't know, would last longer. My ex-girlfriend was an interior designer, and she's like, no. You need to do the tile backsplash. And it really turned out really well. It's held up very well despite going on really rough forest roads. So I'm glad with the way that has turned out. All right, so under the countertop, I have a little bit more storage. I got these two doors that pull up into some extra storage. Just have some miscellaneous Tupperware and stuff in there. And then down here, I keep the pots and pans, and I got a little French press as well. So we'll pull out drawer. Down here, we got the fridge. I believe it's 4.5 cubic feet. It's a little bit bigger than a lot of people have in their van. And I went with the upright model because one, I like to eat healthy. And if I'm gonna be cooking, I need to have easy access to my food. Otherwise, I'm just not gonna deal with it. I just know myself. So I need to have everything visible, and I need to have storage to actually put fresh food in there. So down here, we got the heater and then the battery control unit. So you can see exactly what percentage of battery you have. And then with the heater, it gets a little bit chilly here in Washington, especially if I take it up to the ski resort, Baker, or down by Rainier, you're gonna wanna be warm. And so having a heater is essential. And the S-bar has worked really well. I mounted it underneath the passenger seat, and it was a pain in the butt to set up, but having it down there, it saves space. I have the magnetic spice rack. Like I said, I like to cook healthy. Gotta have spices to flavor your food, and I didn't want a whole cabinet to just be spices. So magnetic spice rack, huge space saver, and it looks looks nice. I feel like everyone comments on the spice rack. Like you would think they would comment on the live edge wood, but nah, everyone likes the spice rack. I got these little locking mechanisms, which helps prevent the doors from swinging open, which is really nice. So yeah, just storage. Got mugs up here, cups, towels. Over here, got more like plates, bowls, silverware. All right, in the back here, we got my raised fixed bed. I went with the fixed model because, again, I know I'm lazy and I'm not gonna wanna set my bed up every day. So I knew that I would just be leaving it up every day anyway. So I went with the fixed situation with the more storage underneath. And then I went with the window here on the flare, which gives extra light and you can have a view. As far as building this out, it was pretty tricky because I'm really tall, I'm 6'3". And so with the flares, you know, you need that extra space. But then fitting the mattress in, it wasn't like a normal mattress would just like sneak into the flares. So if you look closer, you can see there's like kind of angulation to the mattress, which again gives me that space that I need in order to be able to lay full length. So for the next part, we're gonna hop outside and then we'll show you the garage space. All right, so we got the back here. You can see super spacious. I can fit a lot of gear back here. Pretty much everything I need. On the right side, we got the plumbing, and then on the left side, we got the electrical. I got a full Victron system. I got the Victron 3000 watt inverter, and then I got 300 amp hours of battery, which since I have the alternator charging on the vehicle, I really haven't had any problems running out. So I have 300 watts of solar power, and then I also have shore power charging as well. I can get the hookups if I ever have an outlet or stay at a campsite, I can use that. Over here we have the plumbing. Plumbing was a little bit tricky. I made a few mistakes when I made the build, but everything's really solid now. I originally built with this and it just wasn't solid. One winter I had a pipe burst, which is really unfortunate. Fortunately, very minimal damage. I have 5-gallon water heater. It's a Bosch water heater, and that thing has worked really well. I turn it on like 5-10 minutes before I want to take a shower, and then it's nice warm water, and then I got the shower unit right here for an outdoor shower. I would eventually like to rig up like a curtain system here, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. All right, so that concludes the garage tour. Also got this bad boy mounted up here, and I have the gray water tank underneath, which saves a ton of space. Thank you guys so much for checking out my van. Really proud of the work that I did in here, and I actually rent it out now in the Seattle area. So I use it when it's not being rented, and then I'm able to host people and have them enjoy the same experience that I'm able to enjoy when I have it.
Are you thinking of building your own van, but you're worried about how complicated the process is? The bad news is, it is quite complicated. The good news is, we have made a super detailed online course to help you go from this to this. You will learn how to do insulation, carpentry, solar systems, everything you need. We help you specify your electrical system, and you'll be able to access a community all building their own vans at the same time. It's never been easier to learn how to build your own van.